Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio on a Thursday morning. Lucky for the Kansas City Chiefs, a officiating crew can only call one playoff game, and my favorite official, whose initials are CC, has already called one. So he's not calling the game in New York, right? As Rodney Dangerfield said in Caddyshack, let's keep it fair, Sean, let's keep it fair. All I ever want from an officiating crew, and this includes Mr. Carl Chapers, is consistency. If you're going to let him play, let him play. If you're going to be ticky-tacky, be ticky-tacky on both sides. That's it. It's simple. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever wanted. It's not that hard to figure it out. It really isn't. All right, so we know who the officiating crew is. We know it's not Carl Chapers, which is a good thing for the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that the officiating crew that is calling, it's 8-2 when the Chiefs are playing and winning, which is great. Now let's talk about the weather because we got ourselves another Arctic blast coming through the next couple days. That's definitely going to hit New York.
It will, but maybe not as catastrophically as you might think. Now, Buffalo has been dumped upon. My goodness, they had more snow yesterday. They're talking, Mike, get this, they talk about 18 and 19 inches of snow.
And that's after they had 16 inches the week before?
Yeah. It's
last weekend they were showing pictures of that.
A couple of years ago, and it's been relatively recently, they had as much as 8 feet on the ground.
Now I know why you got the hell out of the East Coast.
Hey, well, that's Buffalo. Buffalo is quite far away from where I was, and it's on Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
And they have that lake effect snow. When that snow comes in, not only is there a lot of it, it is very heavy. Now, by heavy, I'm not talking about the amount. I'm talking about the weight of it. It's all filled with moisture from the lake, and hey, that can be a bad thing, and it can be very heavy snow to lift. And yeah, I've been through that. That's what they have on the East Coast. Out here, it's a little lighter. But I'm thinking the comparison here. Springfield, we broke down with, a 1 inch of snow and everything closed.
The drivers
had
did.
18 inches. Hey, many Christmas. Come on and on.
Don't think I'd make it into the station that day if I had 18 inches.
I'm going to send a text this morning to my old TV color commentator, Kelby Stuckey, because he is a lawyer. Mm-hmm. He's in practice in Buffalo. Want to know how he's enjoying all of this, and I know what the answer will be.
From home, next to my fireplace.
Anyway, as far as the game is concerned, it looks like the weather conditions will be out of there, and in terms of the moisture, won't be any of that. Cold, yeah, it's 19, 20 degrees, somewhere around there, but that is 20 degrees higher than it was in Kansas City.
Yeah, as far as the temperature is concerned, I think my guys can handle that. The snow, again, that makes it a little slippy, and hopefully they keep it on the ground as much as they can on Sunday night, early or late afternoon. Something else I wanted to mention, too, if by chance you are heading out to New York to watch the game, watch for snowballs. That's what I've been warned by other Bills fans. They're saying, you know what, we think you guys at Arrowhead are accommodating. You guys, we have a rivalry, but everyone's cool. When you come to Orchard Park, we'll be nice. Just watch out for the snowballs. And I'm like, man, if someone throws a snowball at me, it's on. All right, so PGA has kind of been on vacation in Hawaii, but they come back to the mainland soon.
This is the way the schedule operates, too. They have the first 2 tournaments in Hawaii, and that has to be really, really nice. I don't know why all of them don't go out there to play. They don't for some reason. I imagine the expense has something to do with it, but over and above that, it now returns to mainland United States, and it begins today with the American Express tournament. That's in La Quinta, California. La Quinta's way down in the southwest desert, close to Palm Springs, and it is a beautiful area. We assume that it's warm and at least clear down there, and the conditions are good. Anyway, they tee off today. Some of the top names are competing. Many of them are just kind of honing their game until Pebble Beach comes up, which is in a couple weeks. We have another one in San Diego coming up next week. But the golfers are there, and it's interesting because Tiger Woods' name has not been mentioned in any of this competition. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what his circumstances are. I know he'll try to play in the Masters. He always does. But over and above that, more golf coming up this weekend.
And the future of watching your favorite team on TV might look a little different in the future. Of course, we had the Peacock thing with the Chiefs-Dolphins game. Amazon just announced they've got several teams they'll be broadcasting, including the Royals on Prime.
And that's the key moment, because as of late yesterday, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, and the NBA knew nothing about this deal. Certainly, the media did not. We've been reporting on an altogether different deal. But late yesterday, it was made public that Amazon has purchased a small part. It's a minority part, but it's a small part nonetheless, in the Diamond Sports, which is going bankrupt. They are $8 billion in debt. Well, Amazon has offered $175 million to kind of help them out of this a little bit, with the understanding that they will take some of the regional sports. That's the problem, the regional sports networks, which Bally's is. And yes, the Royals apparently are going to be, or at least have the opportunity to be, on Amazon. I say that hesitantly because this deal has to be approved by the bankruptcy referee. And maybe it's Carl Jeffers who's the bankruptcy.
As long as he keeps it fair, my guy. That's all I want. Just keep it fair.
Folks. These are lawyers. It's a panel of lawyers, and it's a bankruptcy court. Anyway, they do have to approve the deal. But it does change everything, and I'm wondering how the Cardinals fit into this, because Diamond Sports, which is the bankrupt organization, says that I will take care of the Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds and other people like that. So eventually, take care of them. What does that mean? Give them their full payment back? The full payment's $61 million a year. I don't think it's going to be that much. Well, the Cardinals, I think, have the option of saying, we'll go someplace else. But the fact of the matter remains, it's coming to a head right now. While most of the games probably this summer will remain where they are, there are some that won't. And the Royals, Minnesota Twins, and I think the Milwaukee Brewers, they may be part of the deal, are going to Amazon, and many of their games will be seen there. And that will be seen by people with Amazon subscriptions.
Yeah, well, if you get Amazon Prime, which if you are like me and you buy a lot of records, you have it because you don't have to pay shipping, and I'm going to get to watch my Royals now.
That is right, and hopefully the other teams will eventually be there. That's not wishing the other group wrong, but
hopefully you have access. That's all I want, and I hope they don't black out those Royals games down here. I don't know why they would. But they should. I'm guaranteed they'll use blackouts in the Kansas City Metro all day. All right, Dodgers and Padres. I can't believe we're already talking about spring training, man. Crazy.
Spring training for most of the major league teams is beginning here very shortly, like at the very start of February. But the Dodgers and the Padres are going to spring training 1 week earlier than all the others. Why is that? Why are they opening? Who are these special people? Well, it's because they open the season a week early in Seoul, South Korea. That's where the Major League Baseball season will open, a 2-game series between the Dodgers and the Padres, and it occurs in Seoul. And the games count. These are regular season games. Then everybody opens up. Incidentally, that's March the 20th and 21st. Rest of the teams open up on March 28th, and everybody opens on that day. But 2 of them get an early start, Dodgers and Padres, and they don't like each other. They will be in South Korea to open up the season.
God, that means we're about 2 months away. That blows my mind. All right, well, that means Missouri State baseball will be getting started here pretty soon. But before they do, they need to raise some funds for their team. When's that happening?
They always do. And, of course, we had Ozzie Smith here back in November, and that was really super. That raised a lot of money. Well, now the second of the fundraisers is the one that Bears hold every year, and that is First Pitch. And that will occur Saturday, January 27th. That is a week earlier than they normally do it. It's normally the first weekend in February. But there happen to be conflicts there involving some of the personnel. But anyway, the Bears baseball team, they're going to honor the 1964 Bears baseball team. There are only about 7 or 8 guys remaining from that. Well, what's so special about them? Numero uno. That's the number 1 baseball team in the college's history. They hadn't had baseball before. Bill Rowe had that team. And this occurs, of course, at the Bill Rowe Training Center at Hammons Field. He was the coach of the team. He's been in contact with all those elderly players. Guys, I'm older than they are, but in fact, we usually bring them up on a stage during this. I said, can any of those guys get up on the stage anymore? Because I can't. But the fact is, it'll be a lot of fun. Now, they're also honoring another of the teams, the 1970, I think it is, conference championship team. But everybody will be there. Our special guest is Jason Hart. That might not mean a whole lot to many of you, but Jason is the Bears' all-time leading home run hitter. He had 63 career home runs in his years with Missouri State, and he is now the the batting coach for the Miami Marlins. And that's pretty good, folks. Of course, he's been with the Texas Rangers and the Oakland A's for a short time, but now he's been promoted to batting coach or hitting coach, whichever you prefer, with the Marlins. He'll be our special guest.
Should be an interesting conversation. And what do you mean you can't get on the stage? I've seen you get up there with a little motor oil in you.
A lot of motor.
Yeah, I know. You have a good day, sir, and I'll see you tomorrow.